Alrighty, folks. So we've been doing pretty great with this Onshape stuff, and today we're going to keep on introducing some new tools. The tool I'm going to introduce to you today is going to be very useful if you're ever trying to maybe model something off of maybe a reference image. Maybe you're trying to recreate something from a reference image. Maybe you've got something that you're trying to work on where you don't necessarily have the item in front of you to be measuring and getting information from. So really what I'm going to be showing you today is going to help you get that information maybe into the program so you can modify it and try to create whatever you're doing. We're going to be pairing this with a project where we're going to be producing small little keychains. And so you can have these keychains be completely personalized to however you want them to be. And this tool will actually help you probably quite a bit in that process, or these series of tools, because there's a couple I'm going to show you. So I'm going to start a new project. Again, of course, I'm going to name it my last name, and I'm going to call this keychain. I'm going to say OK. And it's going to open up my workspace, right? We've seen this 100 times before. For this one, I'm going to be working in the top plane because I want my keychain to be able to lay flat on my print bed when I'm printing it. So I'm going to be working on the top plane. So I hit New Sketch, I start that top plane, and then of course I'm going to right-click on that again and hit View Normal too. So now we're looking straight down at the top view. And so when you go to make your keychains, I'm going to tell you that they cannot be any bigger than 3 inches by 3 inches. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set up a border for myself so that I know that I'm working within that size limitation. So I went over here, I grabbed my center rectangle tool, I turned on my construction line, and I'm drawing a box, and I'm going to dimension that to 3 by 3. All right. So now I've got this 3 inch by 3 inch box. Make sure that the lines are dotted, because if they are not, they'll register as object lines, and then when you try to go and extrude things, it might mess things up. Just a refresher, to change your line types, you're going to click right here on this tool. But you probably already know that. So now we've got our boundaries set up, our work area set up. In your toolbar, you'll have an icon that looks like this. We actually need the icon that lives right below it, called Insert Image. So to get to that, you click on this little drop down, click on Insert Image, and then you would go to Google. You would find an image of whatever it is you were trying to reference or trying to draw on your keychain. For me, I've already saved that image to my computer. I really like Jeeps. That's a big hobby of mine when I'm not at work and things like that. So I'm going to try to recreate this Jeep grill because it's like the one that I have at home. So I'm going to import that Jeep grill. I clicked on it, I hit import, and now you'll see it's right here. So I'm going to click on that, and it wants me to draw image rectangle. So basically you're going to draw where the image goes. So I know this is the area I'm going to be working in, so I'm going to start down here. I'm going to click on this lower corner. I'm going to draw that image out. Now I'm not going to draw it all the way out to here, because then it ends up being bigger than my box, right? So I'm only going to draw it out to this line here. I click and I place it, and there I go. Now I've got my image of this classic Jeep grill to start sketching. So as we've already talked about, one of the most useful tools that you can use in this program is the mirror tool. It'll save you a lot of time. And so I'm going to put a center line on here so that I can mirror this, because what I have to do now in order to turn this into something I can work with is I have to trace everything I want that's on this image. And I don't want to have to trace this whole thing. This is a pretty much symmetrical image. This is pretty much a symmetrical part. I only want to draw half of it. So because I don't want to spend my whole time drawing this whole thing, I'd rather just draw half of it and then mirror it over to the other side. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to grab my circle tool just because that's easy for me. This is going to be different for all of you depending on what you pick. And I'm going to just start tracing some of the key features. So the headlight and this blinker, I would say those are key features of that grill. And now I can start tracing the outline of this grill. And to do that, I'm going to use this spline tool here. And now the spline tool is really great at following curves. And the more points you add, the more curve you can do. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. So I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to click. And I'm just going to keep on following along this line, placing points by left clicking. And I'm approaching a very tight turn here. So because this is a tight turn, I'm going to have to add more points to make sure that my spline follows the curve. So I'm going to reposition my camera a little bit. I'm still just adding these points in, going around the top, and then now I'm just going to bring it all the way over to here, and I'm going to make it stop on my dotted line. And I don't want to keep drawing, but you'll see the spline tool is still active. It still wants me to keep going. So I'm just going to hit escape to stop using it. So that made that stop over there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start tracing these grill inserts. The most efficient way, and again, this is going to be different for everybody depending on what you chose. The most efficient way I could do this is I would just draw one of these, and then I'd use this pattern tool that we haven't talked about yet to copy it over to these. But since I'm just trying to work with knowledge that you folks already know, we're not going to do that. So I got my spline tool still active. I'm going to start down here. And I'm going to go up to here. All right, that's a nice straight line. And you see it's kind of curving too much. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to try to add a couple more points. That way it doesn't make that line bow out too much on me. Man, that looks acceptable. I can take that. I can live with that. And I'm just going to keep on tracing away until I've got every piece of detail that I'm trying to sketch copied. And again, I'm just taking my time with the spline tool. Remember, if you make any errors, you can hit the escape button to release the tool, and then you could hit undo, or you can go in and you can delete lines, right? It's not the end of the world if you make mistakes. So I'm just taking my time. I'm adding as many points as I need to get this curve how I want. Ooh, and I don't like that. So I'm going to add a couple points here, and it's starting to look a little better, and I can accept that. So I don't think you folks want to watch me trace 2 more of those, or 2.5 more of those. So I'm going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to finish tracing those out, and then you'll rejoin me. So give me a second to go do that, and then just be waiting on that next step. Okay, so I just finished tracing out those grill pieces. All right, it might be a little bit of a jump cut in there or something. You might notice jump on your screen, but now I've got my grill inserts traced out, right? And now I've got to finish bringing this line down and over to here. And when I do that, I'm going to make this one a little bit longer than the actual grill because I have a plan. All right, so I'm going to bring this way down here, and I'm going to bring it over to this line. So now I'm ready to mirror every single thing that's on this side over to this side. And one thing to note is I've chosen a real life image. Okay, this isn't a logo somebody created. This is a real life image, and it was most likely not taken perfectly straight on the picture was most likely not taken perfectly straight on with the grill, which means it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical. You can even kind of see that right now looking at the screen. If you look at this center grill insert or this center grill space, you'll notice my center line should be technically perfectly centered with that right now, but it's not. It's off just a tiny bit. So that's also one of the advantages of mirroring it, is it's going to make it symmetrical regardless of how it is currently. So I'm going to go up here to my mirror tool. Again, remember in light blue, it tells you what to do. So select mirror line, selecting my midpoint line here, my one that's going through the middle, and then selecting entities to be mirrored. I've got a lot of stuff I got to select. I could go through and individually click on every single line segment. I don't want to do that. I'm lazy, right? So I'm going to just click and drag a box around all those lines I want to copy. And you'll see it just kind of duplicated them all over there. All right. So now I'm going to set my view to isometric just so we can see what's about to happen. I've now got my sketch completely done, and I'm going to extrude it out. And now when you folks extrude these out, I don't want the base of the keychain to be any thicker than 1/8 of an inch. So you could type in right here 1/8, or you could type in the decimal 0.125. It's the same thing. Hit enter. And now I'm going to say OK. And so now I've extruded out my keychain. And one of the things you'll have to add and be mindful of is you got to make sure you're putting a hole on this somewhere for a key ring. I luckily don't have to really do that because the features of my keychain itself give me that ability to do that. So I've got this sketched out. I'm decently happy with it. I could have done a little bit better. I'm kind of rushing it, you know. Now let's say I wanted to add text. So let's make that happen. All right, sorry for the pause, but now we're going to start doing the text. So I'm going to right click on here. Text works just like any other sketch. I'm going to right click on the surface I want to put that sketch on. I'm going to go to new sketch. And then right here, we've got this text box tool. So I click on that and I'm going to draw where I want my text to go. So I'm going to want my text to go somewhere around right in here. And I want my keychain to say what year and model my Jeep is. So I'm going to plug that in. You could make this say anything. You could make it say your name, your initials, whatever works for you, as long as it's, again, school appropriate, right? So I type in 1979 Jeep. No, that's going to be too long if I type in all that. So I'm going to just type in 1979 CJ5. All right. And if I hit enter, if I hit the, and then I could go here, I could change my font if I wanted to, okay, make it bold. I could flip, you know, I could basically, got all these tools to modify that text. I'm going to just see what it looks like as is. I say, okay. And I really like that, I gotta say, that's perfect. So now I can click and drag this text box around to get this where I want it to go. It appears I can't resize it, but I wonder if I hit the dimension tool on it. Let's see what happens. Let's try 0.2. Hey, that works. So now, whoop, come on. Just gonna drag that down where I want it to be. And so this is where you folks got to be careful, okay? You got to make sure when you're placing your text onto your object that it's going to be big enough where the letters just don't break off. And so what do I mean by that? So if you choose, once you get your text on here, you've got a couple options. You could extrude it out, right? And so that's exaggerated, that's way too high. If you extrude it at all, you're only going to go about 1/16 of an inch. So I type that in. So I could extrude it out and have my text be raised like that. Or I could hit remove. And I could have my text be cut in. And you notice it's kind of hard to see in my situation if it gets cut in. But the thing I have to worry about if I have it adding, so if I have the text raising off the surface, I've got to worry about those individual pieces of text being so small that the plastic that they're made out of when we 3D print them will just chip off, okay? So bold fonts, bigger fonts, they're going to be very useful to you in these situations. And so once you had your text and you were happy with it, you just hit OK like any other extrusion. And then there we go, right? I've got my keychain, I've got my text, and I've got a hole for my keyring. So please remember, the big things here are you being able to use that spline tool to trace curves, being able to import images into drawings, and being able to use that text tool. All of those things will be greatly helpful to you for when you're trying to create personalized anything and being able to add that little bit of extra detail maybe to whatever you are designing in here. So good luck. Feel free to ask questions. Otherwise, take it easy.